Welcome to Storytime with Taluli. Today's reading comes from r/TalesFromTechSupport. Our first story is titled, You're IT, so you do it. I'm just gonna quit instead. How's that? Background. I owned a small software company. The nonprofit organization down the hall asked us if we would donate an hour once a week to help with IT, Active Directory, and Exchange stuff. The manager there was a friend of mine from outside work. I agreed since it felt like a nice pro bono thing to do for a cause I supported, and she promised to be a gatekeeper. And for a long while, it worked out quite well. Once a week, one of us would walk down the hall to their suite. She'd give us a small list of IT honeydews. We'd even get cookies. She did a great job of keeping users under control and appreciated our donation of time and expertise. It was good karma. Then she left the organization. Stupidly, I thought nothing would change. So I go down there a couple weeks later for the usual IT and cookies. Karen is moving offices and needs help moving her computer. Dang it, Jim, I'm a software developer, not a moving company, goes through my head. Nevertheless, I help unplug everything from her standard desktop-sized workstation. I'm going to need your help carrying everything to your new office. I explain that I'm recovering from surgery and simply cannot carry heavy objects. She's miffed, but helps me get a cart and we move the computer. This is back in the days of heavy, large CRT 19-inch monitors, the ones that weigh close to 50 pounds. There's already an identical monitor, same brand, same size in the new location. What about the monitor, she says? I've plugged the computer into the monitor that's already in your new office. It's identical. But I want my monitor, she points at the old one. Like I said, I can't carry heavy items. It's easier if you just move all your post-it notes from your old monitor to your new one. That's not my job, she says. That's your job. Move the monitor. And that's the F it, I quit moment. I just lost it. Karen, this is very decidedly not my job. I volunteer my time here. I already told you I'm recovering from surgery and I'm not moving a 50-pound monitor for the same reason you won't. It's too heavy. You're on your own. I walk out super upset. The following morning, I go in again to talk to the executive director. I explain that we can't help with IT anymore. We have to focus on our own business and would not be donating any more time. I offer to send one of my colleagues down just to finish hooking up Karen's computer, but he would not be moving any heavy objects, and I'd be happy to recommend an IT consulting company for ongoing support. Of course, they have no choice, so that's what happens. Best part. When my coworker comes back from that last task, he tells me, guess what? I oblige. What? She moved the monitor. I can't believe it. Apparently, she figured out a way to haul that 50-pound monstrosity of a monitor to her new desk. What happened to the monitor that was already there, I ask? It's still there. She asked me to move it to the old office. Now, these old CRT monitors are huge. There's barely enough room on a stand office cube desk for one of them, let alone two. Tell me you didn't move it, I plead. No effing way, he says. She barely has enough room now on that tiny desk for her Beanie Babies and telephone. I still get goosebumps at the thought of Karen sitting there with two ginormous monitors on her desk surrounded by her post-it notes and stuffed animals. So yeah, I have a good appreciation for the folks who have to deal with this stuff on a regular basis. Wow. Well, I wonder whatever happened to that second monitor. Our next story is titled, Computer Needs an Update? I'll just buy a new one. I work in the tech department of a major retailer and had this wicked experience today. The customer here is a man, roughly 50 to 60 years old. Me. Afternoon, sir. How can I help you? Customer. I'm just looking for a new laptop. Me. Maybe I can help you. What happened to your old one? Customer. It's about a year old and keeps telling me it needs to be updated. Oh? Is there something wrong with it or does it just need an update? Yeah, it needs to be updated. It's old and outdated now. Okay, what sort of things do you normally do on it? I mostly go on Facebook and work with Microsoft Word and Excel. Nothing crazy. I'm looking for something cheap. They need to be updated so often that I'll never understand these $400 and up machines. Me thinking, if that's all he's doing and it's only a year old, it really shouldn't be running terribly slow or anything. I respond. We have plenty of cheaper laptops here, but if you don't mind me asking, why do you need a new one? If it only needs to be updated, then you can do that. Customer. I'm not sure what you mean. It does need to be updated. That's why I'm here, to get a newly updated one. Me, realization dawning. Sir, when it says it needs to be updated, it means the software needs updating. The computer itself doesn't need to be replaced. I don't need to replace the computer? Most likely not. The customer was speechless. I respond, "How many computers have you gone through?" Customer looking very dejected. 4 or 5 now? If you need help updating, you could bring it in and I'll help you out with it. I think I'll do that, thank you. The customer came in later the day, and I helped him through a Windows update without an issue. Yes, he feels stupid. Yes, he is very unhappy at how much money he has wasted throughout the old machines. Yes, he's glad I opened his eyes for him. This was less painful and more so just sad. Some people really struggle with this stuff. That's insane. I never heard of anyone throwing out a computer because they thought it needed to be updated by buying a new one. That's hilarious. Our next story is titled, "Your License is Expired." I work for a software development company. The software we make is free, but the content in its books are subscription-based. Today I've got a message from my boss. Boss, hey, can you try and open a book on an iPad? Its article number is TH123ABC. TH stands for Thai language book. Me, sure. I grabbed an iPad, opened our software, logged in, searched for the book, and opened without a hitch. It works. What's the problem? Boss, a client of ours subscribed for this book, but he's getting errors about expired licenses. Strange, but it works on my account. Try a test account. Yeah, good idea. Mine is a company super account, has access to all the books. Took a dumb test login, subscribed for the book, and it opened. Me, still works. After a few other checks, tries, and futile solutions, everything looked absolutely perfect. We even asked the customer's permission to try it with his account. He gave permission. I logged in and the license was valid on my computer, on his expired. I couldn't help much further, so I went on with my other tasks while my boss tried to help the client. An hour later, I've got a message from him. Boss, I've got it. It turned out Thailand uses a different calendar. Currently, it's year 2563. So his license for the year 2020 did expire 500 years ago. Oh my gosh. That's hilarious. I didn't realize that their time was so different. That's interesting. So they really are living in the year 2500. Wow, wouldn't you know? Our next story is titled, "Delete My Account Now." This story took place about 6 years ago, and it was my second week into a new job with a web hosting company. I'd taken a call from a customer, we'll call her Karen, about some problem with the hosting service she had with us. I took a look and determined that whilst there was an issue, the fault lay with her CMS and wasn't anything we would fix. Me, I'm sorry, Karen. The issue is to do with WordPress, and unfortunately we can't assist with fixing this. However, I can send you some links which may help you fix it, or you can ask your developer to look into it further. Karen, that's not good enough. I'm paying you $10 a month, and I expect you to fix problems like this, not telling me to go away and deal with it myself. I'm sorry you feel that way, however, that $10 pays for the server space. We'll gladly help fix anything server-side that's interfering with the proper operation of your site, but we're not responsible for the software itself. Well, if you're not going to fix it, just delete my effing account right now. Okay, I can do that, but it may be easier. Stop arguing with me, delete my account. Clearly my $10 a month means crap to you. Go on, hurry up and terminate my account if you don't value me as a customer. I can do that for you. Before I do, I need to ask if you have a backup of your data, as once I process this, it's gone for good. No, just delete my account. Now, I expect an email telling me it's done. Click. She'd hung up and I sat there wondering what to do. I thought about sitting on it, but she was quite clear in her instructions. Delete her account. Karen had already run through the identity verification questions and had demanded a cancellation. I took a backup of her account as insurance and processed the termination. I also created a ticket with appropriate notes and emailing Karen to tell her that her termination request had been taken care of. I went home not long after that, but the next day I came into work and was immediately called and speak to manager. It turned out that Karen was notorious for this crap. She'd demand we do things beyond our scope and scream and cry and threaten until someone said, okay, we'll do it. She'd gotten used to other staff members doing whatever she demanded, that she expected we bend over backwards. If she ever heard the word no, she'd threaten to cancel and go elsewhere. It seemed that other reps had just fixed whatever problem in order to stop her tantrum and get rid of her. I was the first in a long line to tell her no, and the only one who had ever followed through on actually terminating her account. Manager, you're not in trouble, don't worry, you did everything correctly. I've had Karen on the phone all morning squawking about her website. Oh, by the way, did you happen to take a backup of her account? Me? Yep, it's on my computer. Delete it and pretend it never existed. And that's the story of how I destroyed Karen's website business. Holy moly! Oh, Wow. Well, she sounded like a nightmare, and you did technically do what she told you to do. You know, she said delete your account, and you deleted it. It's just hilarious. The boss would tell you to delete the backup too. That's sad. Well, I mean, she didn't want it anymore, so I guess that's the end of it. Well, that's it for today. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please leave a like on it. If you enjoy these types of videos, please consider subscribing to the channel and hit that bell for notifications so you know when more videos come out. If you'd like to join our Discord community, it's rather amazing, and there's a lot of really cool people in there. A link for that's in the description below, along with all of my other social media links if you'd like to follow me on different places of the internet as well. Thank you all for your continued support. It really means a lot. I truly appreciate it. Hope you're staying safe out there. And with that being said, we'll see you next time.